consciousness, the essence that is within the body. The body has senses, and the body feels. And the way of looking at that is still kind of like a flow into, oh, the headaches, but it's not a big deal about the headaches. You know, the head is aching, but the practices just flow up in there, and there's no hanging on to make a storyline out of the headache, is what I'm saying. It's just kind of just an awareness. Oh, there's a feeling, and then there's a...
It's a raw experience versus, you know, a story created or an identification around that sensation. Just a raw experience.
So the identification that one once had to the ego is just, you're not identifying with anything of your own creation, which of course at first one didn't know happened, and only identification is with the essence, and that's how there's just...
well, you know, right at this point you're getting into too much thought and trying to figure it out, and how exactly does this happen? And there are no mechanics of it, okay? The more you try to get into the mechanics of it, and how is this taking place, and why is this taking place, and I need to understand it so I could surrender to it, you're getting caught up, and it's a stumbling block along the way to do that, okay? So just go back again into the practice. Let's make it as simple as possible and let go of all that stuff, because it just is another way to keep the mind engaged, okay? And the path is about allowing the mind to still, not to keep the mind engaged, you know? Okay?
Is this part of why a lot of your answers back in the middle of a post will be just okay and nothing more?
That's exactly
Is that
why.
what you're saying?
Exactly why. Okay? Yes, I hear what you're saying, but now let's go back to the practices. Because it's not beneficial to just keep up with this stuff and keep the mind engaged. Yes, I know it sounds very wonderful to you at the time, and I'm really getting this, and look how great this is. Oh yeah, okay, great, wonderful. Now back to the practices. Because none of that is going to be beneficial in the long run. It's all duality. Okay? It's all another storyline. It's all still keeping the separation in place. Okay? So let's get back to the practices, the balanced breath, and allow all of this stuff to fall away. And it will resolve itself. It will resolve itself.
That's the rug that's being pulled out. Yeah.
Would you tap him on the shoulder, please, Sushant?
Yeah.
Do you understand you're making a lot of noise on the video by doing that?
No. I didn't realize.
Are you here to play with that, or are you here for satsang?
Satsang.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's listen to satsang. Thank you very much. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, because people want to stay stuck in those stories. They do sound good, and oh, I'm getting somewhere, and these kinds of things. But a story is a story, and it's empty. And that's why, you know, a guru will pull out that rug and just go back to the simplicity, because it's a way to move the journey forward so that one doesn't stay stuck around that story and I've got it now, because there's no I that's going to get it. And so that's why guru, you know, comes back to that simplicity. Just pay attention to the simple moment. Now I'm sitting, you know, now I'm eating. Just the basics, and just let those storylines fall away and disintegrate, and then it will be known. And it's so simple, and it doesn't hold any connection. There's no one there, so there's nothing to connect with. There's no philosophy around it. Nothing, absolutely nothing is there, and that's where people go, well, what is that? Well, you can't know it. You can't understand it. The mind never will. So it's just that's why guru goes back to the simplicity again. When these folks get into some complexities around it, or thinking, oh, now the light dawns. Well, it's that's an insight, great, but that's not it. Okay, now move on.
Insights are of intellect, okay, and it might have been a quick flash and wow, you know, and it's wonderful, great, insights are great, but that's not it. Okay, that's not it. That's a glimpse. Let's get you to the reality of it. Okay, let's push beyond, get to the reality. And so we don't want to get stuck in a experience, in an experience. In flow, we want to keep you in this moment, not the moment you're trying to reflect on. Because when you're reflecting on that, you're in the past. Okay, so in this moment, let's keep forward with what's happening now, rather than getting another glitch. But you don't understand, this is so vast, it's so, yeah, and right now what's taking place. Okay, in this moment, let's keep the doorway open for what's taking place now. Did we have any other questions or comments? Yes?
So by doing all the practices, you're keeping the main thing,
Hmm?
basically, and kind of riding the wave of, because there's going to be things broken here and there. but
Okay,
you just gotta
exactly.
keep- like coming up here, we're going to Seattle. I mean,
Mhm.
you know, we had to stop here, but we kept the main thing by coming here.
Exactly.
Right,
You see a
straightforward.
lot of signposts along the way, but you don't sit there and stop to contemplate every signpost along the way. 50 miles per hour. Wait a minute, stop. I need to get this first before we go any further.
Let
Hold
me
on.
sit in front of this for a lifetime, okay?
But it's 50 miles an hour, man. Like dawn.
Oh,
It's 50
okay.
miles.
No, move on to the next one.
So if we stop to do that, we'll never get our
Right.
destination. So let's just keep, okay, we said signpost, that's a great signpost. I know
But let's drive
it's
past it.
wonderful, but let's keep going so we can get to our destination, you know.
But that's a good
Yeah.
way to put it.
Yeah, it doesn't, you know, it's not to say that seeing this signpost is not valuable along the way.
Right.
It's very valuable.
It's
If you
pointing
need,
you
it's
this
pointing
way.
you, pointing
That's
you in the
what
right
I do.
direction.
It's like, no,
Right.
go this way.
So hopefully we see the signpost that says go forward rather than taking that turn winding up in Timbuktu. Let's get the signpost
the
that's going to
guru.
keep you in Seattle, going towards
The
Seattle. Okay?
GPS guru.
The GPS guru. That's right.
Follow it, okay? That's what
We
it's
just
about.
we want to arrive at the destination. Yeah, and we see a lot of signposts along the way, and some of them are more valuable than others, and you know, and the
Prettier
intellect,
than
and they're prettier than others, right? But we want to get to the destination. So that's the focal point here. The focal point here is to get you to the destination of realization. And then you find out, I've always been there.
Never gone anywhere.
Never gone anywhere. There's nowhere to go. Okay? I've always been there, and I couldn't have been separate from it. For all the searching we do, we could never have been separate, and that's the great joke, cosmic joke in the end. And you just can sit there and laugh and shake your head and go,
That laughter gets a lot of mileage too.
the laughter, yeah, you get a lot of
keeps
mileage with
coming.
laughter at the end of that journey when you finally enter to that realization. So namaste and thank you for coming.